We live. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Yay. We live. Hey. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, guys. We are live. I got a special show for you guys tonight, so make sure y'all click on in here. Come on in here. Come on in. Come on in. I got a special show for you guys tonight. Come on in, Shady Bells. Yeah. Hey. Let's go. Mm. Let's go. Hey. 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 Let's go. Come on in. 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 We live. It's time to talk some ish with it. Come on in, guys. Let's go. Come on in. Hey, I see y'all in the chat. Well, I see Dave Renee in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come on in too. Share this video out. Hey. Mm. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? YouTube and Facebook. We are live right now on YouTube and Facebook, and I have a special show for you guys tonight. I have a guest that's going to be coming on. Um, well, first, let me just say welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody that is in the chat right now. For everybody that is watching right now. Um, Shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate all of you for being here. We do have a special show for you tonight. I have a young lady. Her name is Leah Williams, and she will be coming on the panel in a few minutes to talk about her story as being an adopted child at birth, and she is looking for her mom. So, this show tonight is basically to bring awareness to her situation because she is desperately seeking her mother. And I'm going to bring her on right now and introduce her to you guys so that you guys can see and meet Miss Talia Williams. All right, hold on. All right.
Hello.
Okay. Here is Miss Talia Williams. Hey, Talia, how you doing? Say hi to everybody
Hey.
in the chat.
Hey, everybody. How are you
Okay,
guys?
so so again, this is Miss. Am I pronouncing your name right? Because I know I'll be pronouncing it wrong
No,
sometimes.
you right. You right.
Okay, okay, because I think I remember the last time we spoke about it on Facebook, and I think you wrote it out for me to,
Oh yeah.
pronounce it the way that it looked or something like that. But anyway, Talaya, I met Talaya. How many years have it been since we've known each other? Maybe like 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a while. Um, and I found out that Talaya was adopted a couple of months ago. I was strolling on Facebook, and I don't stroll on Facebook a lot. But for some reason, this day I was strolling. Usually, when I go on Facebook, I just post a post or I check my notifications and I get up out of it. I might look at the first two or three what you call it posts and then I get off. But this day, I saw that you were live, and I like to look at your lives whenever I see them anyway. And then when I clicked on it and I heard you telling your story about being adopted, and I was shocked. I think it's always a shocking thing to find out that someone was adopted, and I appreciated and admired the fact that you were so open about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. So Talaya is going to tell you guys her story. Um, you can go ahead and just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and
Okay.
your story about being adopted.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, Tish. I watch your
You're
lives just
welcome.
as much as you probably watch mine. I enjoy it
Hmm.
as well. Thanks for having me. Was adopted at birth. My adoptive mom is actually, she passed away 5 years ago. But at a young age, she had always told me I was adopted. Um, I think she told me I was adopted when I was just, I would say, old enough to remember. And and so she, told me I was adopted, you know, as she told me, she had me since I was a baby, and she was always open with me. She told me when I got older, if I wanted to find my birth mom, that I could.
Mm-hmm.
And so just growing up, I just never had the urge to do that. I did
Okay.
have moments growing up that I would say, "Oh yeah, I need to, I want to find it." So I would go back and ask my mom a different question. She would, well, how does she look? Because she always would tell me, um, she would always tell me that I act Haitian. She was like, "Oh, you acting Haitian?" I was like, she's like, "I think you were, you're Haitian." She said she think I had something in me. And so I just
Right.
remember asking a little certain things about it, being as though I was like, "Well, how did she look?" And she said she remembers seeing, she was a small statue lady. She's like, I do know I had siblings because I remember her saying that. When I
Mm-hmm.
got, after I had my daughter, she gave me the information to go find. I remember sitting in my room one day on my computer, pulled up the adoption agency, was getting ready to do it, and I changed my mind.
Really?
Yeah, I
What made
always,
you change your mind?
because I always felt that it would hurt my mom. Even, and I would express
Gotcha.
that to her, and she was like, "If
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want you to know, I wouldn't have told you, and I wouldn't give you the information. That's not gonna hurt me. If that's what you want to do it." And she always told
Right.
me that. She was always open. My adoptive mom was one in a million, and so she showed
Yeah.
me love and she protected me, and um, and so I never felt the need. And so when
Yeah.
I turned 50, which was January, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, let me back up a little bit. I think also, I think in my inner part, after I had my daughter, I just never could
Mm-hmm.
imagine how someone could give someone up. So I think, I know I had hurt. I was angry.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to know that person. And I always said, I don't want to know my mom. I want to know my siblings. I always said that. And I really,
Yeah.
I still kind of think that to today. Like, so when I turned 50 January, it was just something in me that was like, do it. And my daughter will always say, "Mom, can you, why won't you find your birth family?"
Your
And I was
birth
like,
mom.
I
Yeah.
don't really need to. She's like, and my daughter's the only child. I was the only child with my mom who adopted me. And so, well, she had a
Mm.
son that she raised, but she didn't have any kids. I was her adoptive
Right.
child. She raised a son, but a guy, a boy, but he was grown and gone by the time they got me, because my mom was 45 mom when she adopted me.
When she adopted you. Okay, so she was older.
Yeah, she was
So
old.
she didn't have any biological kids, you said?
No, she couldn't have kids.
Okay.
hmm
Okay.
Um, and so she, like I stated, she's always been honest with me, and just gave me the information. So I still wouldn't, but my daughter, periodically, she would say, "Well, Mom, why won't you find you?" I was like, "Oh." So when I turned 50, I was like, "You know what? I am, because I want, I know I have siblings." I said, "Well, let me." So I ordered an accessory kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I just at that time I said, "You know what?" Because I ordered the kit and
Mm-hmm.
I got it, and I just let it sit for a while. So I was like, I
You
didn't
was
do it,
kind
but
of like iffy about it, kind of nervous.
yeah. So I was like, So I was like,
So
and I was like,
let me ask you this question. Before you ordered the kit, did you know your birth mom's name at that time when when
I,
your adopted
no,
mom gave you the information?
nothing. I remember years ago. Now that I got the stuff,
Mhm.
I remember her showing me the paper that I received in the mail a couple days ago. I remember her
Mhm.
showing me that, but
Okay.
not the name of my birth mom. I just remember now, that last name. I remember the last name Epps. I do remember that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I ordered it
Okay.
and I just put it to the side. So I was like, okay, I need somebody to hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I
Yeah.
said, you know what, I'm finna go live with my journey. So these people, people in the world, they be like, oh, they'll hold you accountable, or they gonna,
Right.
they gonna criticize you, or you know how they go with people. They
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, let me share my journey. Not at the, and then at the time I did it, that was the only reason why I did it. I didn't really think about helping people. I just wanted to share my journey. I love to talk. And so I was like, I didn't think, okay, this could help someone. But when I started sharing it, I said, well, I know that I was going to follow through because I didn't want to
So
be like,
would you say that your daughter is who really, encouraged you and inspired you and pushed you to do this?
no, I wouldn't say because she didn't. This when I turned 50, it was just something that took place in me, and I was just like, you know what, I need to do it. She asked me a couple times, but I never did it. I just think it was just time. Like I can't explain. It was just
Gotcha.
time, time, because and and I have to remind myself that all the time because like going through it now, it's just like hitting a roadblock, and I'm like, gosh, maybe, man, God
Yeah.
reminded
Tell
me.
us about that. So I wonder, like, with the live, I can't remember the live video that I first saw was when you had said that you found some cousins or something like that, and you said one of the cousins traveled a lot and stuff like that. Was that your first live that you did, or did you do a live before that? Because that's the one that's the first one that I saw.
I can't remember. But I think that might have been the first one because she, I think she responded first. So I don't know. Are you familiar with ancestry? Have you ever did?
I
Have you?
am.
Okay. So when
I've
you
never
do
done
it,
it.
okay. So you do it, and then they update you all the time and let you know what's coming back. So when it came back, you go to your DNA, you go to your matches. So I had 4 matches, like right, you know,
Okay.
no, it was like first cousin. I had one first
Hmm.
cousin, and then I had the other 4 considered close family, or a second cousin, which later on I was able to look and see percentage wise.
Right.
So I called my niece. Like I said, my mama raised a son, so it's her daughter, that's my niece. So I called her
Gotcha.
because she did it before. I think that's what she encouraged me as well. My
Inspired
niece,
you. Yeah.
and she's from
Okay.
Brooklyn too. And so I called her. I was like, it came back, these are my matches. So I was like, what do I do? She said, you just need to message them. So sat on in the bed in my room with the laptop. I was like, well, tell me what to say. So she was everything, whatever she told me to say, I just typed it. So I sent
Hmm.
all of my close ones, it was like 4, the message. So she said, you just gotta, wait now and see if they respond back.
Right.
So the my first person that responded back, she so at first I didn't know whether it was my dad's side, my mom's side. Now I'm still like, now don't know how I'm related to none of these people, really.
Right.
I thought at one point I had figured it out, but I didn't. So one person responded back. She told me that she was on ancestry because she was looking for her dad as well. We came up
Mm.
close. And then she told me, she was like, well, a person that we had a match with, she said, well, reach out to her because she knows a lot. She keeps up with the family tree. So I had already
Right.
messaged her. So I was basically waiting for her to respond back. So
Hmm.
she responded back. And then she was telling me that I would probably be related to her on her dad's side because she knew her mom. And
Hmm.
that her dad father, which would have been, she said, would have been my grandfather, had 3 boys in New York prior to meeting their mom. And
Mm.
so we went through that and she talked. And I was like, okay. So then I reached out to the Loman side. And so they reached back out to me. They was like, most everybody's passed away. So I figured out with the information they gave me, I figured out I was related to them on my dad's side. Or yeah.
Hmm.
So next, probably like a couple days later, I got this other DNA uh match, and she responded back. When I was trying to get in, I couldn't get in, so I didn't respond back the same day. But she was like, and I had put my phone number in it, so I guess she saw she had sent it to me and respond back. So she texted me. And she was like, "This
Hmm.
is Dana from Ancestry. Her name is Dana," and she was like, "I
Hmm.
got your message. We got a really big family. I'll ask around, blah blah blah." She was like, "By the way, I see you have a South Carolina number," and she was like, I was like, yeah. I said, I live in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Mind you, I'm thinking she's in New York because it says Brooklyn. She was like,
Right.
oh, I live in South Carolina. I was like, really? I live in Rock Hill. She was like, ain't
Hmm.
no way. She lives in Rock Hill too.
Really?
And we are actually like 80%, probably like 83%. our DNA match as a first cousin. So
Really?
yes. So we called each other on the phone and talked for like 2 hours. Was asking a question. We end up meeting me, her, and my daughter. We met one Saturday afternoon at a
So she
Mexican
live in
restaurant.
Rock Hill right now.
Yep, her husband's father lives in Chester. It's from Chester.
Get out.
His father got sick. They moved down here. Yep, and
Guys,
so
listen. So Rock Hill, South Carolina is like very close to Charlotte, and Chester, South Carolina is like the next city after Rock Hill. So that's why I'm like so surprised because it's close to Charlotte where I am right now. But go
you in
ahead.
Charlotte?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you ain't in New York?
No, I'm in Charlotte.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've been here for 3 weeks.
Okay, okay. You ain't moved. Have you
Hmm.
moved back?
We'll talk about that off the camera.
Okay, okay, okay,
It's a long story, but I'll tell you about it. They kind of know about it too, but we'll talk about it.
okay. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we met and talked. So she was like, Ty, I'm gonna find it. She was like, we got a big family. So she was like, what do you know? I just remember my mom saying one time that she thought that my mom may have been on drugs and she knew I had
Hmm.
siblings. So she took the information because like I said, I don't know, I didn't know no names, no nothing. So she took that
Now,
information.
who told you that your mom may have been on drugs and you had siblings? Your
My adopted
adopted
mom.
mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so, and that's probably she knew I had siblings because she said she remembered taking me to a visit, or I guess in New York they had to check in. That's a whole nother story. I'll tell y'all how that worked out.
Right.
It's a whole nother crazy story, and that would make it so
Hmm.
long. But so she did research. She came back. She was like, I think we found somebody. She gave me some names that, and I probably, now I want to kind of be, well, it's out there now, but she gave me some names. So I messaged them and I was like, I think I'm your big sister. And they was like, what? So
Hmm.
they accepted me and we just began to talk and bond. And so what I was like, so it's six of them. So I would have been the
Hmm.
seventh one. So I was like,
Hmm.
one of the family was telling, one of the siblings that they really should do a DNA test. And she was like, my sister, I still call her my sister because that's what we've been calling each other. She was like, she didn't
Right.
want to do it. And I was like, she was like, I don't want to do it. Why people just got to be, she was feeling really adamant about it. I was like, you know what, just do it. Can you do it for me? And she was like, yeah. I
Right.
said, I would want to know, just to
Right.
we could put the icing on the cake. So she
Right.
did it and it came back and I wasn't her sister.
How did that feel?
It was heartbreaking. It was emotional. We cried. It took me a few days to even come on live to say it because I was like, at
Some
that point, I didn't even want to tell nobody. I was like, no. And then after a while, I
did
was
you
like, okay,
feel
I was
did you
hurt.
feel you feel like you didn't feel like any type of embarrassment or anything, did you?
No, I don't say embarrassment. I was just like hurt. And a couple people was like, well, you really should have. Well, Simone even said it. My daughter's so critical, which that's good.
Hmm.
She's like, maybe that's why you probably shouldn't have went live. You should have did this. You gave people names. And I was like, I did it. It is what it is now. I didn't feel embarrassed. I felt hurt. I really wanted them to be my siblings. Like,
Let me ask you this. So the young lady that is your that you the DNA matched in Rock Hill, South Carolina, is she cousins with the
so
siblings you
yes,
thought were
this
your siblings? So
right.
how did that work?
So this is what happened. So when my sister did her DNA, so we still trying to figure stuff out. Um, so then I told Dana, so they are related. My sister and Dana are related, but their
Do they
last name,
know each other?
no, they know the family, but they've not met. It's a big family. Like their grandparents, it was 13 of them, and they had like
Okay.
a bunch of kids. So her Dana's grandmother and my sister's grandmother were sisters. So their
Dana's grandmother.
and my sister's grandmother were sisters. They
Okay.
two grandmothers' kids.
The sister that isn't biological that you found out that wasn't
Right.
your biological sister.
Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they have matches together. So what I found out is based on that information, I'm related to Dana on her dad's side, which she's not real close to her.
Got you.
So me and my sisters and brothers, we're not even related.
Oh my.
Because she's kin to them on the mom's side and I'm kin to her on her dad's side. So, and she's not real close with her mom, I mean her dad, but her dad has like 12 or 13 brothers and sisters also.
So that means that your birth father is related to her instead of your mom, not your mom, not your
Right,
birth
because
mom.
when I got the paperback with my mom name on, I immediately messed her. She's like, no, she didn't know that name. So what I'm thinking now is that one of her dad's brothers, because we're first cousins, so it's obvious that one of her dad's brothers is my cousin. I mean, it's my father.
You.
My bad, my father. I apologize, you guys.
Right. So you want to tell everybody in the chat because there are a couple. The young lady that had a adoption story. She's in the chat right now. Do you want to tell them what your birth mom name is, and if they could share this video, because what's happening is Miss Saleha, she's trying to find her birth mom. You've done Google. What name all the different ways that you've tried to find your mother?
Well, I did go on Ancestry and I searched names. Nothing came up. I used to work in collections, so I do know people that have sites that they can go on because we used to find people to get the money. So all of the like TLO, all skip tracings have been done. Like one of the people from my one of my cousins that I did find on my Ancestry, she had this, what was the website? It was called,
I'm sorry, I kicked myself off by mistake.
Okay.
I think what's happening is, remember I sent you the link earlier and you shared. Did you delete off of Facebook yet?
You told me to share another link, so I shared.
Yeah, because what's happening is people are coming up to in backstage. You know somebody named Nita?
Yeah.
She's backstage. Yeah. So yes, if you can send Nita the actual video. She's trying to come on screen.
Okay, because I did tell people to come on with me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you want them to come on here to talk with you, they can.
No, they don't have to talk. I think they just want to watch.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
so just
which link
share
do I
the actual.
send?
So the last link that I sent you, you just share that on Facebook as opposed.
You say share this, not the link.
Right. So you just click on that and then share it on Facebook.
Oh, it's not letting me share it on. See, it's just going to. Do I need to save it?
When you click on it, you should be able to share it.
It'll let me share it like in somebody's message, but it won't let me share on.
So when you see the word share, and then you should see Facebook on it afterwards.
Hold on 1 second. See, I don't see that. I'm doing something wrong. Share this link.
Or just tell them, or just let me see if I could share it on my Facebook. And I'm not going to be able to do it.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I see now. Okay.
Let me look for your name on Facebook. Let me see.
I think I did it. I'm sorry, you guys. I've never been on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, because you shared the link, and that was my fault. I should have told you before you shared it, not to share that actual link that's going to put them on the camera with us. Yeah, so Saleha is going to share with you guys her birth mom's name and everything, and we're hoping that this message can get out there and people share this video and share her mom's name and everything so that she can find her birth mom.
Yes. So my sister Misty, she had a Somebody had sent, because she still lives in New York, and she works for, she has a high profile job. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the YouTube name? See somebody trying to
Letitia Campbell.
um Latisha.
I'm gonna
Okay.
write on your wall on Facebook.
Okay. So she actually sent me a link to apply for my birth certificate. This actually law actually just went into place in 2019, where you can actually
2019. Yes.
ask. So she sent me
Mm-hmm.
the link. I applied. She applied. She said she just wanted a new birth certificate because her birth certificate that she had was didn't have Um, all the information on it. She just wanted to have a new birth certificate. So we did
Mm-hmm.
that, and so we was still. It was crazy because we both were saying when you get your birth certificate back, it's still gonna say the mom's name. So I was like, yeah,
Right.
I'm still gonna be your sister, but it didn't. So the person, the name is, and see, this is the thing. On the birth, it says her name was Desiree Forrest Epps, and then
Okay.
okay, and then on the bottom of it, it says Desiree F. Epps. So I looked up Desiree Forrest. I looked up Desiree Epps. I checked the obituaries, just but she was 23 when she had me.
Mm-hmm.
So she could be married. She could have another name. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I've did everything. I've had, and some people they looked up her address, and some
Mm-hmm.
stuff came back. I had what did I do with the paper? I had a Edmund Epps that came back that
Mm-hmm.
I called. Well, then when somebody else looked it up, we found out he was deceased. So one of the numbers, of course, was disconnected, and the cell phone was basically, mailbox full. So I don't know. So
So
I've been hit
Desiree, how do you spell her name? Spell it out for the people in the
DES
chat.
is
Mm-hmm.
DESIREE Forest
Mm-hmm.
FORREST 1T, and then Epps EPPS. Excuse me.
I'm gonna write it in the chat too. Let me
Okay.
see. I'm gonna write it in the chat for you so that people can have the correct spelling. Does and she's from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, that's what it says. Where she okay, where she that's where she was born. It had her address, the Flatlands Avenue address, and like I say, the Edmund Epps, he was still registering as living at that address.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what was I gonna say? What are some of the things that you want to ask your mom when you do find her?
You know what? I never thought about that because I just honestly, I always said I just want to know my siblings. Like I don't know, if I did find out, I probably would just want to get to know. I don't think I would really ask her much of what happened because I
Got
just,
you.
if she wanted to share it, I would. But I wouldn't want her to feel like people live, people make mistakes, everybody choose different roads, and I think now the reason why I am on this journey is because I think I wasn't ready when I was younger. I wasn't prepared. I've learned a lot. I've lived a lot. I got God in my life. I'm not perfect, but I
Mm-hmm.
I just know people live and make mistakes, and everybody's road. Just because I decided to keep my daughter when I was a teenage, I was 17, so I was younger than her when she had me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't, like my mom said, she heard she was on drugs. Well, I don't know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
people, and I can't fault. I lived a good life. Like my mom
Yeah.
was the best. And
Yeah.
it's emotional too because my mom was so supportive of me and everything. And I was like, I wish I would have did it when she was living. I could have somebody to, really,
Yeah. Help you along this journey.
right, to share my journey. I have Simone, but I just feel like people who don't listen to you or understand you like your mom. That's just how I feel. My boyfriend, I
Yeah.
know he gets tired of hearing it. I talk about it all the time. But I mean, he's very understanding. You okay? And it's gonna work out. I
Yeah.
keep saying
Yeah.
I'm giving up, and that's how I feel. I'm like, I just,
You
and I
feel
say that,
defeated.
yeah, because I'm like, darn, I felt like I had got it. Like I was just so excited things was going, and I do know that I had to meet them for a purpose. I
Hmm.
do know that we still talk every day, communicate.
You talking about
They
the
make
siblings that not
that
your biological
right.
siblings?
They didn't make me
Yeah.
feel like, damn, girl, you know.
And I know you want to know who you look like, and you want to know, like, is there any medical reasons why you would want to get this information,
No, I'm
or
in good health for right
no?
now, thankfully. Thank God.
Yeah,
But you still
yeah,
want to, when I do go to the doctor, they be like, well, what do you have in your family? And like when
yeah.
I
Because
did
I think I
my
heard that's why they lifted. I think that's why they lifted the adoption records because of
okay.
because of medical reasons. That's what I heard. Because of medical reasons, that's why they lifted the seal,
Okay.
because people is having situations.
Right.
And if you don't know your medical history, then how can you get problems resolved? Or you might need a transplant, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It could be anything that can take place in situations like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was one of those people at one time in my life that I looked down upon people that gave their kids up for adoption. I didn't have a full understanding of it. But as I got older and I started to understand more different situations, like I have a cousin. She didn't give her son up for an adoption. She let her mom raise him, but it was a situation where she was taken advantage of, and she just couldn't deal with being raising him, and you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying. And then she was on drugs, and so, like, I understand it
Hmm.
wholeheartedly. Like, I feel like that's a selfless act for
Yeah.
somebody to be able to do something like that. That means that you I feel like that person loved their child more than probably some parents that keep their kids and halfway take care of them.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because for you to be able to do something like that, give your child up that you carry for 9 months, and
I
then you
couldn't even
have to.
imagine it. I couldn't
I
imagine it.
couldn't imagine it either. So you gotta. To me, that's a selfless person.
Yeah.
That's a person that could see past, you know, what's standing right in front of them. They could see beyond, like way beyond. They like, okay, I know this child. I'm not going to be able to give this child the future, the life that he or she needs, or whatever. So let me not be selfish and think about me, but think
Right.
about this kid. You
Right.
know, and it just be different circumstances that women are in. I mean, it's better than aborting the child. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you could not be here.
Right. That's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? So I look at adoption totally different, especially for Black children, because we are the least adopted children
Right.
in America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're the least adopted children. Um, but also, we're the least, our race is the least to adopt children.
True.
We're not really adopting children. Like, our race will take kids into their home for foster care,
And
you
get
know what
that
I'm saying,
money.
to get the check, but
That's what I
they're
was.
not.
I was in a foster home.
Oh,
Not
you
my
were?
mom's. Yeah, that's what I said. It's a whole. Yeah, I what my mom wasn't my foster parent though.
Okay.
She ended up. My brother was dating a girl that lived next door to my foster parent, and she was babysitting me, and she would want to go out with my brother, so she would take me over my mom's house. That my mom, and then she would watch me while they went out, and and my mom fell in love with me, her and my dad, so they ended up adopting me.
Okay. Okay.
It
Were,
was
were they were they in Brooklyn at
Yep,
the
everybody
time?
was in Brooklyn. My mama stayed on
Okay.
Prospect Place.
I know exactly where Place
Hmm.
is. I know exactly where that is. But
Yeah,
I wish you all the luck
I
on this
know.
journey.
We'll
I
see how it
really,
go. Maybe I'm
yeah,
killing Omar Epps or Michael Epps, one of them Epps or
Michael
something.
Epps and what?
Michael
I
Epps is
really,
one of my favorite comedians, so And my boyfriend
I
gonna tell me
want
today,
you.
you do got them big eyes like Omar. I was like, watch it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch
I
it.
I really want you to. I know you said that the people that were tagged on my post on Facebook, you were saying that you didn't really want to reach out to them. I don't know why you said, but I want you to reach out to them.
I
You just
think
never
just because
know.
I don't really know what is like, I'm just like I don't know nothing. Like even when people ask me, well, what I don't know anything. Like I have no answers. All I have is this name. And I said, and I talked to my sister the other night. I was like, I kind of hate. I say because, and this is what I said. I said, what if I get a name and
Mhm.
it don't go nowhere? And she was like, no, don't
Mm,
worry about it. We're gonna find it. And it was like what I thought happened. But and then
mm,
I said, and this is what I told my boyfriend. I was like, I just think I'm just gonna, and I told my niece today on the phone, I was like, I think I'm just
yeah.
gonna chill out because it's making me real emotional, up and down, and it just has my emotions. And then Mother's Day coming up, so I miss my mom. So I just got a
Mm,
lot of stuff going on. So I was like, you know what? Let me just chill out. Not saying I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna just
just want to relax for a little bit,
give it a
like
break,
take a
pray,
step back, take a
God,
step back a
and
little
just
bit.
maybe maybe something can come to me. I don't put so much out there, and I'm just gonna chill out and just get my ground, get my emotions back in order, and just see what comes to me. And maybe I see people been tagging Steve Harvey. They were another star on Instagram. Who was it? Willie Moore Jr. He's a
Mm.
radio personality. So they've been so maybe one of those people see me and be like, let me help this old woman.
Hey, you never know who will see
It
this
can
video.
happen. Right,
I have
right,
like 3,000 and over 3,000 people on my channel that watches my YouTube. Well,
that's
not all 3,000 watch it all the time, but
right.
my
You gotta
audience is, it's a nice little following over here. You just never know what can happen. That's why I wanted to bring you over here to, make my audience aware over here on YouTube. You know what I mean?
right.
Um, one other question I have for you was you mentioned that you really wanted to find your siblings more than anything.
Yeah.
Why do you prefer, is it like a preference over your birth mom, or is it
I
just
think that was just a way to deal with stuff growing up. Like I think that was just I think that was just a way of me to more, I've always wanted siblings, so that was like to have someone to really grow up with. It's just me. It's just me and my daughter. So, just
mhm.
wanted to find somebody to build a bond with. I tell people
Yeah,
all the time I'm this fairy tale person just to see siblings, and that's your best friend. And I've never had that, so I always keep hope alive.
yeah. Someone in the chat asked, is your father still alive?
I don't
Are
know.
you are you referring to her birth father or her adopted father? Her birth father, she doesn't know if he's still alive or not. I don't know if they was referring to your birth father or your adopted father. I'm gonna read
Okay.
some of the comments in the chat, and then
Okay.
but guys, share this video out, guys. Help
Amen.
this lady here find her birth mom, birth siblings, aunties, cousins, uncles, somebody. Girl, I even went on Zapper search this morning for you. I was up
I,
this morning searching for you myself. My cousin
that's,
messaged me at 6 o'clock this morning and said, hey, does your, remember I was asking you.
yeah, you sure did, because I was like, and that's so crazy because, and that's so amazing that I do have, like, if I show you my inbox, it was so many people. I had somebody call me on Instagram. I mean, call me on Facebook through the messenger. She was like, and
Mm,
I know her, but I didn't know. She was like, I've been following your story from the beginning. Girl, I'm trying to, she was sending me all kind of names and telling me to search this, search that. And I was up
mm-hmm.
late last night as well trying, because like I say, I've done that type of work. So, and I think I got discouraged too, because I'm like, now if I find people like crazy, and
Yeah.
so for me not to be
So
able
it's
to,
like, why you can't find her?
yeah, I said, and then again,
Yeah.
maybe she don't want to be found. I don't know, it could be.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, how would you feel about that?
I just respect people for what they want. I mean, it is what it is. What
Yeah.
could I do?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm at the
Yeah.
point now. It is what it is. I
Right.
mean,
Well,
I've had some grave losses in my life, and I've got through it. So I just feel like it ain't nothing too much I can't get through.
right. Right.
Yeah.
I guess, they people
Thank you,
always say,
Sherry.
you can't miss something that you ain't never had. I don't
Right.
believe that. I don't believe in that.
Yeah,
I
I don't believe
believe that I believe that because you didn't have it, you long for it. You want it.
And
You know
I
what I'm
think people
saying?
don't, and I try to tell people because a lot of people, like my family now, I know some of them feel some type of way. They was like, "Why are you doing this? You got a family," and I tell them, and I had to go live and say, like, I'm not saying I don't love my family, who I grown up
Yeah.
with my life, and it's hard to explain if you're not in my shoes, even if you were in. And sometimes I tell people, even if you are in my shoes, it doesn't, it's still how I react because I'm a different person. It may be different the way you react. So
Hmm.
I just can't explain it. I just know. And like I said, and sometimes I just don't want to say it because I just feel like that's just opening up too much, giving people like too much of my inner. That's
Yeah.
why I do miss my mom, because I was able to do that with her. I can do that
Yeah.
with my boyfriend Chris, but I just, like I said, I just know he gets tired of me because I am,
Yeah.
that's all I have. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
sometimes I share with my daughter, and but I still don't think she can understand on my level either. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Cause
just
she
hard.
has her mom.
Right. Right.
She has her mom.
Right.
I mean, I would never understand it. I mean, I could empathize and sympathize,
Right.
but I would never be able to get into your level of understanding. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Not, I mean, I can understand, but not on the same level, if
Right.
that
I
makes sense.
understand. Right. It does.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It will never be the same for somebody that is not in your position.
Yeah.
It will never be the same. So we got
So
Lysandra. Hey, Lysandra. I'm gonna just say hi to some of the people in the chat. Miss Naomi, how you doing, Naomi? Boy, stop capping is in the building. All right, none here. I see you. It's her B. Thank you all for coming in here tonight. I appreciate y'all watching this live and spending this time with us. I really, really want you guys to share this video if you can. Even if you don't have a community tab, share it on your Facebook page. Share it in a text message, messenger. Just share this video and
yeah,
let's see what happens.
I've heard about the 23andMe. I said I may do that. I have did it, like I said, I did the ancestry. I may look into that and see about it. I did look it up. That's
Hmm.
another one. I do
Oh,
know.
so that's different from ancestry. The
Yeah, it's a
23andMe is
different
different.
DNA. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah, you
watched
should try that
somebody.
one.
I'm having a flash. Sorry. Somebody
It's okay.
oh Lord. Somebody sent me that. No, one of my daughter's friends sent me a video of one of the talk shows, and two twins found each other, and they went through 23andMe. So I had already
Mm,
started the ancestry. So I was like, well, let me just see what this. So I don't know. We'll
after
see.
you come off of your fallback and
Yeah,
you get
I
your
may.
emotions intact,
Right.
I'm gonna do that next. The
Yeah.
23andMe, definitely. So we
Yeah.
got Miss Shirley B, Shirley Dixon. Hey, Joy Chit Chat, I see you in the building. Um, excuse me, guys, I didn't mean to burp in your ear. Who else is in the chat? B Nichelle, B Nicole. Hey Nicole, how you doing? B Nicole is the young lady who the story, the other adopted story I was telling you about earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go watch it. I started, like I was telling, I was working. I'm on the phone all the
Hmm.
time, so I started watching it, and I couldn't get. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I mean,
the story that she told on her channel, she had to take the video down, but you can hear it from my review that I did
okay,
on it. And subscribe to her channel. Maybe y'all could link up, reach out to each other, whatever. Maybe she can help you. Who knows? You know, you
gotcha.
never know. Yep. Who else is in the chat? All right. Money Boy Trey is in the building. Sherby says, Tish, good interview. Adopted kids most often always want to know their birth parents. I know. That's what I said in my video that I did the other day. I was like, I don't know if all want to find their birth parents, but in my opinion, from what I know, most adopted children want to find their birth parents. You just want to know. Like it's almost I could imagine it being a feeling like, okay, a part of me is kind of missing,
Yeah,
or maybe like Dad, I don't look like any of the people on my adoptive parents' side. Like, I would love to just see the
Yeah,
people that I
it's
share
a lot of
my real
right.
DNA with. It's a lot of different
Exactly.
reasons, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I get it from that aspect. I do. Nunya. Thank you, Money Boy Trey. B Nicole says, oh, she's talking about Antoine Fisher. Oh, she was talking about your birth father. She wanted to know if he
Oh,
was still alive.
thank you,
Hey,
Shabby.
Psychology Eats. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and end this live now. But I just wanted to thank you. Hey BH and BH says hello Queens. I can't read. My eyes is like I need my glasses. I should have brought my glasses downstairs with me. But it says hello Queens. All is well. Things well come to you about Queen Asi. I don't know what that means. But thank you for watching. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for
Thank
watching.
you.
Again, let's support Miss Talea
You
on
said
her
it right.
journey. Yes, let's support her on her journey. She's gonna, take a little break for now, but I'm sure when she get back, she's gonna come back strong. She's gonna get that
And I
23 and
say that
me.
I may not even take a break. You know how you say something and be like,
Yeah,
oh,
because you know what? I mean, you've come this far. I
I
mean, you
know.
found a biological cousin right in Rock Hill.
Yeah.
So why not? You
Yeah.
know?
I
So
think I'm gonna mess with her a little more and see if I can see
yeah,
if she can get any because it's close, it has to be close.
yeah, for
It's
sure. Definitely. But I thank you so much for coming up here and sharing your story too.
thank you.
I appreciate you coming up and sharing your story. You just never know what or who will be watching this
That's right.
that you can help. You know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing too. That's a good way to look at it too. Um um anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I'm gonna do my little outro. I'm gonna thank you all for watching. Those of you that was here with me from the beginning to the end, I appreciate you. Those of you that was here with me from the middle to the end, I appreciate you. And even those of you that came in at the tail end until now, I appreciate you. You want to know why? Because no matter where you came in, you took the time out of your busy schedule to spend it with me and Miss Talea. So, with that being said, until next time, peace, guys. I'll see
Good
you
night.
backstage, Talea.
All right.